Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
Streaming 24/7.
24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika nakupenda sana.
Okay, Africa, nakupenda sana, yo, Africa. You know, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear that sound of Africa, nakupenda sana, we know it's that time of the week and the day where you are with us here on the African Experience with me, Dr. Femi. I'm not alone as usual. I'm going with my co-host, Mandla AVENTINA MABUNDA. Today, I'm broadcasting live from Malawi. You know, we told you some time back that, we have to visit, many African countries so that we can really get to know the stories. Mandla, how are you doing, my sister?
I'm good, Doc. And how are you doing? And how is Malawi? I see it's treating you so well.
Yeah, so far so good. So far so good. I've just arrived and I'm loving the country already. I haven't seen much, but I will be seeing, some. I will be here for the next, 3 days. But we know Malawi is not our country of focus today. We are going all the way to Nigeria today to really talk to this young man. He says he is the flying farmer. And I'm like, okay, and I've been following him on social media. I'm like, okay, how can a farmer fly? We're going to hear a lot about this tonight.
I cannot wait.
I'm looking forward, Yeah, same here. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest for tonight is Femi. Femi, good evening to you all the way from Nigeria.
Hi, good evening, Dr. Halmi. I'm very well. Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be on the show today. Yeah, this is the Flying Farmer.
The Flying Farmer. Oh. We want to hear a lot about, this Flying Farmer. Femi Adekoya.
Yeah.
Femi, what is the meaning of the name, Femi? I know it must be a short form of something.
Okay, so Femi means it's an kind of a short, abbreviated name. I don't know, or shortened name. But the full meaning is Oluwa Femi. Okay. And it means God loves me. So Oluwa there means God, and Femi means loves me. Yeah, so yeah, that's the meaning of Femi, and in full it means Oluwa Femi. So God loves me. So yeah, wow. And it's obvious God loves me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I believe that when I see your story, definitely, God loves you. Yeah. I visited Nigeria some time back, and I also have a Nigerian name. They gave me a name called Olamidele. And I know it says my wealth will follow me home, and I love the name.
That's a lovely name.
Mandla, Mandla, I'm sure you have to go to Nigeria as well. We're gonna give you the name.
You know what? I just love the meanings behind the names. I mean, God loves me for Femi. There's a lot of Femis around that are from Nigeria, but I never
Yeah.
knew that it is such a beautiful name. And yours, Doc, I mean, wow, your wealth will follow you home. It's a very powerful name. I would really, really, really love to go to Nigeria one day. But anyway, back to you, Mr.
You're
Femi, the
welcome.
flying farmer. Tell us,
Yeah.
why do you call yourself the flying farmer?
Oh, thank you for that question. People get to ask me a lot, why flying farmer? You do not have wings, or trying to check my back. Perhaps you can find some two organs, swapping, flapping, uh, you know. But the the word flying farmer, it's kind of a brand for me, and it actually spanned from the use and my engagement and the passionate advocacy that I have for drone technology in agriculture. So the name actually evolved. Have been in the agricultural sector for about 12 years now, and actively in business. So, it's moved from semi farmer, you know, to
Okay.
flying farmer. So, it's just reinventing yourself, and funny enough, these names were actually not names I gave myself. I just had to accept them, and yeah, they fit
Mm.
into my person or what I do, what people know me with. So flying farmer comes from the use of drone technology, helping farmers, use drone technology, aviation tools, to actually solve a lot of agricultural problems. So, and obviously, I am flying in agriculture, so you can also call me the flying farmer from that handle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 I think, the name is actually befitting. You are a flying farmer and you are flying in agriculture.
Agriculture. Yeah.
Here in South Africa, yeah, in South Africa, the month of June, it's the youth month. And the reason
Mm.
why we invited you, especially this month, is because we are celebrating youth. If you know the history of South Africa, and I don't think we are profiling South Africa today, but June 16, it has a very significant in the history of South Africa. So the whole month of June, we call it the Youth Month. And we wanted you to actually inspire not only South African youth, but, the youth all over Africa. And I know you are very young and you are saying, you have been in agriculture for 12 years. What is your background? What is your background in agriculture before we can talk about the company that you found agriculture?
So yeah, agriculture started for me from my teenagehood. As that, it just started from just a thought that inspired passion. And if memory serves me right, around 8, 9, I just had a thought at that time, like, well, I was actually born in an urban environment, of, and my parents are not, they are basically artisans, furniture maker. My father and my mother being a fashion designer. So although they have their roots from the rural parts of the country down to the urban area, which is Lagos State, so I was born in Mushin, Lagos, and but of course we do a bit of house planting. I mean, like yam, maize, and some bit of agricultural sciences in elementary school. So, but I just had the thought of planting a seed of maize, and in a matter of weeks, you are going to be reaping hundreds of that back. So to the young mind who is, growing an entrepreneurial mindset, I thought that this would be something great to explore. This would be money multiplier in a way, and economic prosperity, for me. And that thought actually opened me up to want to actually learn about agriculture. So, so while in school, both from my secondary school or what you call high school. I have just been having interest in the topic, in the subject of agriculture, and trust me, records put it straight. I mean, I may not really do well in many other topics, due to many things, but for agriculture, because I just have that open mindset, like, what is it? I want to know, why is this happening? How can this happen? And that was how it started. So when it came to a time to go for my first degree, I put in for agriculture. And mind you, agriculture is not something some of our youth we woke up to say, yeah, I want to become a farmer, I want to become an agriculture expert. Yeah, so and that was how it started for me. I went to study agriculture, specializing in horticulture at the Federal University of Agriculture at Belkuta in Nigeria. Yeah. So, and of course, I graduated best out of my department, at that time, and also with a first class, of course. So, yeah, my second degree, while I was also in school doing my degree, I was also a full-time farmer. I was also a full-time farmer. I was on the field, in selling vegetables around the campus, doing my thing. It's the passion, the love, and trying to see purpose and make sense, and also gain value from passion. At that time, people challenge you to say, are you sure you're going to feed the family with this? And that has actually cultivated the entrepreneurial resilience in me to prove, to make, to bring gold out of agriculture, like I've actually thought of it, from my teenage days. So after I graduated, I never wrote application for jobs. I went in straight into agriculture, agribusiness, because I have actually started early. So, and that was how it started. My second degree through the Commonwealth Scholarship in the UK was also for agriculture. Of course, academic excellence, leadership in agriculture, and also practical experience, and also helping farmers, smallholder farmers. So that availed me the opportunity to actually study also for my second degree in the UK. That was 2019, 2020. And that was actually where I also got the opportunity in the UK to learn about drone technology. So I got licensed, trained and licensed UAV pilot. UAV means drones. That's unmanned area vehicles. So drones are also called unmanned area vehicles. So that's out. So when I finished my program, I thought to myself, this is actually an opportunity to actually return back home and actually add this skill, this technology into my professional expertise and experience. And that was how we began integrated area precision. My company, yeah.
Wow. Oh, Mandla, I can feel the passion. The passion. Mandla, before I give you a chance, something that is striking for me, a lot of people will tell you that young people don't like agriculture. But I'm listening to you. You loved agriculture from a young age, and you went and studied agriculture, and you became a farmer. I can feel the passion in the manner that you are actually, sharing your story. Wow, Mandla.
This is actually very fascinating. Research says that youngsters will not choose agriculture as a first-time career choice. So it's actually very, very inspiring that we have a youngster who went ahead and knew. I mean, from ages 8 to 9 already, you knew that you were going to go into farming. And Doc, like we were talking about Nigerians being confident, he's like, yeah, I choose agriculture, and of course I was the best in class. I like that. I just like that. So on that note, please take us through your company. What does your company do? I'm very interested in finding out, what do you do with these drones, and how do drones do farming?
All right. Thank you so much. So, I actually lead two enterprises here in Nigeria with Africa-wide skills impact. And the first, which happens to be the integrated area precision, and that is actually where the commercial service provision company, or drone commercial drone service company, and it's actually an agricultural technology company specializing in precision agriculture and the use of drone technology and the power of data, uh, and analytics that you can get to help farmers to farm, you know, uh, smarter, better, and more profitably. And not also farmers, we also are providing agricultural stakeholders, with the insight or intelligence for them to actually make proper and informed decisions, and also help them to take sustainable actions, towards their production, operation, or policy making. So this is actually what we're doing basically at Integrated Area Precision. Now, quickly to just also mention, I'm also leading the vision at Precision Feed Academy. This is an academy where I have passion. I've been started with vision to raise the um, next generation of tech inclined and digitally savvy farmers and agricultural professionals. Times are changing. We are now we have revolutions. We've heard about industrial revolutions. So in agriculture, we also have revolutions. We are now at the onset of a new revolution. We are at the cusp of a new revolution. A revolution that is changing the way we are growing our food, even how food that we eat. And what is actually the cause of this revolution? It's actually basically around technology. So we are now in the fourth agricultural revolution. So now, how do we prepare our youth? The question is not that youth aren't interested in agriculture. No, they know where the food comes from. At least an enlightened youth who is mature knows that food comes from somewhere, from the farm or from the soil down to the processing plant or whatever distribution channel to it gets to their table. So when they see pictures of the nature, you are excited. It's that innate love, but they don't want to practice agriculture in a traditional way. The hoe and cutlasses, the crude way, the drudgery reading way. So how can we actually prepare them for the future of work in agriculture and the technology that is actually in agriculture? So that's what that's the vision I am leading with Precision Feed Academy. So
Wow.
that's actually what I'm doing. Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. I just, feel the passion written all over you, the way you speak, the way you are so confident about, what you are doing, and, the passion. If young people who are listening out there do not, feel, the passion, I don't know, they are missing out. We're going to take a commercial break shortly. And when we come back, we want you to unpack a little bit more. I know we followed you on social media. We harvested some pictures. We're gonna show a few pictures and want you to tell us what you were doing with that. But also want us learn a little bit about the book, that you wrote. But for now, let's go for a commercial break. We'll come back, shortly. Wow, 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 wow. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you have missed the first part, we are tonight talking to the flying farmer, a young man from Nigeria, Femi, who's so passionate about agriculture. But not only that, he's actually taking the world of technology into his own hands. Thank you so much, Femi, for sharing your story with us. Mandla, Ooh, when he was talking about, we want young people and all that, I'm like, no, no,
Mhm.
we also want to learn.
Yeah.
I think I have to go to the academy to learn how to do drones and all that.
I'm telling you, Doc, it is so fascinating. And I'm sold on this story. We hear a lot of people are into farming, but farming using drone technology, I think even here at home, we could benefit a lot. A lot about this technology. Please tell us, we heard about your book. We heard about your book that you have published. Tell us about that book as well.
Okay, yes. I recently published a co-authored a book with global professionals in the drone industry, and the name is Drone Professional 3. And it's actually, the book to me, it's actually a compendium of best thinking and hints to success for
Hold on,
myself.
hold on, hold on, hold on,
Okay,
hold on.
okay.
We want to see it. We want to see it. Where's the book?
Okay, okay. And this is it. Okay. I have it
Okay,
here. So,
okay.
Drone Professional 3, and you can see some of the global experts in the drone industry coming together to actually put a compendium together to give you, if you're just starting, if you're interested and enthusiast, you just have interest in emerging technology like drone technology. You want to actually have a better understanding about the technology, about the business of the technology, about best practices, ethics
Mhm.
of the industry. I mean, this is actually the book for you. Yeah, this is actually the book for you. Yeah. So, um, I actually talked as an agricultural or drone professional in the agricultural industry. I actually talked about getting started uh, with drones in agriculture.
Mhm.
Getting started with drones in agriculture. It's actually a very basic topic that I actually enumerated what the potential of drones, why drones in agriculture
Mhm.
in this 21st century, and
Mhm.
how you can actually get started in a practical term. What should you know? What are the things you need to know? What are the things you need to pay attention to? What are the things you need to have? You know,
Mhm.
those are some of the things I shared in the book, and trust me, it's granular. It's granular. Yeah.
I can imagine. I remember because I'm really following you on social media, and the day you had the book, oh I saw you. You were like laughing and saying, "Oh, this is my
Yeah.
publication." Wow, 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 wow. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so tell us a little bit, because I mean, there might be older people like us, or maybe somebody who have no clue around drone technology. What do you use it for in agriculture? Is it
Hmm.
in horticulture? Do you use it with the animal production? What do you use the
Hmm.
drones for? Just give us a practical example of how you use the drones and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much for that question, Dr. Lamy. Uh, Now, drone technology is actually used across all of the enterprises you've just mentioned. So, drone technology has actually found its way in many, many industries, you know. But as for agriculture, and agriculture is actually diverse, interdisciplinary, and sometimes complex, you know. But drone technology has uh, found its way to be useful and they are gaining rapid importance, in the agricultural sector from crop husbandry, um, from crop husbandry uh, to animal husbandry to fisheries or aquaculture to forestry and every other affiliated field surrounding agriculture. Now, uh, what are the things you can do with drone technology in agriculture? I classify them into two. Then I will then give um, granular examples, that you can relate with. One is actually collection of data. Okay, because we are now in the 24th century where data everywhere. So data is actually raw fact. Data is actually an unprocessed information. So we need information. So drones are actually helping us to collect this data or gather data. Okay, so and when we are able to gather data, we are able to gather intelligence. Okay, so let me stop that. And secondly, drones are used to actually perform specific activities. I mean, specific activities that are either to physical, alkaline, or mechanical. Okay. Now, for example, I want to actually spray my crop with crop protection product. Of course, if you don't know it, perhaps if you're watching the show, if you don't know, you're not the only one who loves fruit. There are some other there are some animals, they're either small or big, who also want to eat out of fruit, who also want to eat out of the labor of the farmer, albeit they don't pay for it. So we want to actually combat the impact of these pests. We call them pests because we don't want them, sadly. So we don't want them. So how do we combat them? So farmers either to use sprayers, which is called knapsack or backpack sprayers. So they back something at their back with a sprinkler and begin to spray, on their crops, to actually protect their crops. And that is actually drudgery. It is drudgery related. It is stressful. It's time wasting. Compared to the rapid multiplication of these pests and diseases, you know, and that's what we call economic threshold level. If the farmer does not actually come in at the right time to actually tackle the problem, he might even spend a lot of money tackling the problem, but he has actually lost the battle. So solutions need to actually be timely. Solutions need to be efficient. Need to actually meet the target in time, in space, and for purpose. So this is actually where drone technology. If you look at my back, that is actually a picture of a drone, a drone that can help farmers to spray their fields. Application of application of crop protection products. Either organic or inorganic, whatever means and manner that the farmer would like to. So that's actually one of the specific physical activity that drone technology help farmers to actually do. And let me shock you, um, knapsack sprayer for 1 hectare of farm, let's say rice. I think rice is a common crop across Africa. So rice, 1 hectare of rice being produced, you would need a whole of the day, and sometimes 2 man per day to actually cover an hectare of land, depending on what you're doing. But with drone technology, in matter of minutes, and I mean less than 15 minutes, you are done with that hectare of land, 1 hectare of land. That is actually unprecedented, right? So, and also collection of data. What kind of data are we talking about? Data about the health of crops. So with drone technology
Yeah.
and with enablement of sensors that we attach with this drone, with this flying robot, we can be able to understand. Now I do say our plants can talk. We can now understand what's the pain that our plants are actually feeling. Are they nutrient deficient even before they show physical obvious symptoms to the naked eyes, human naked eyes? We can be able to understand that and quickly take action that can actually help and impact our production positively. An healthy crop
Okay.
would guarantee an healthy yield, an
I
optimal or
see.
a maximal output. So we can be able to know, is the plant water stressed? Is a plant is a plant nutrient stressed? And is it pest and diseases? You want to actually check for pest hotspot. You can be able to know that through the enablement of drone technology. So in my company, we have a lot of drone powered solutions. So we call them drone powered solutions. So these are solutions we
see.
provide to farmers
I see.
empowered by drone technology. So a lot
Wow.
more, you can also use drone to broadcast fertilizers, broadcast seeds, feed fish, or aquaculture, and this is actually very rapid without stress. You can just at the click of the button, the drone flies up, do what you need to do in time and with accuracy and precision, of course. So when we
Wow.
talk about drone technology, we talk about precision agriculture. So, and these are
Wow.
actually amazing stuff that drone technology delivering to us. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Man, it's so amazing. He's actually sharing so simple. It's very simple. Wow. Okay, so
No, this is
we have been
amazing.
we have been stalking him. We want to see some of the pictures that we harvested on his social media, and he will tell us what he was doing. DJ Bessie, do we have some pictures that we can show? Okay, so let's
Sure. You know,
see
Doc,
which picture is actually coming.
while we're waiting for the pictures, I am so blown away. He's talking about, let's say you are trying to fertilize 1 hectare of land and there is maize meal. It takes people even sometimes 3 weeks to do that with this backpack sprayers that he's talking about. And then now you can do it for 15 minutes. I mean, can you imagine how much more you can do with your time once you've got that out of the way? I mean, these are the solutions that we are looking for in food security, really. These are the solutions of today that we are actually looking for. If we are in any way going to resolve the issues around food security and people going hungry all over the place, these are the solutions that we need, because we almost guaranteed the yield that we are looking for when we have something like this. And on that note, while we're
Absolutely.
waiting for the pictures, I'd like to welcome our loyal listener, Pastor Joylene. Thank you so much for the support, Ceci, for always tuning in and sharing your views. We welcome you and we welcome everyone who's listening to us from all over the country, all over Africa, and in Nigeria as well. So while we are waiting for the
There is
pictures to
one.
come
There
through.
is one.
Oh
There is one.
wow. Take
There
us
is one.
through that. Take us through that, Mr. Femi. What was happening here?
Okay, that's actually an agricultural drone that I am carrying. So, and you can see me smiling. That drone that you see there was actually locally assembled and put together by my team here in Nigeria. And
Okay.
and we assembled this to actually provide services to farmers in Nigeria. Yeah, so that is actually about 25 liters capacity. Drone, you can see how
Okay.
massive it is.
Yeah.
If it is quite massive, and it does it's actually an I call it horse. It works like a horse. Yes. Oh yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is
Horsepower.
so
Yes,
mind
yes,
blowing. This is so
yes.
mind blowing.
So
We
we use
have
it.
a new farmer.
Yes. Yeah. So the
Uh-huh.
other drone we use that to spray. That's the agricultural drone I mentioned that you can actually spray 1 hectare just in less than 15 minutes to be modest. And this image on the screen is actually also my photo using the RGB drone to actually collect some critical data on this tomato field um, in Lagos, Nigeria. So a bit rural part of Lagos, Nigeria. This is a tomato field, about 3 hectares tomato field, and you can see all well staked and lush and green. And the flying farmer doing his thing on the field, yeah. So we're just collecting data and also documenting the beautiful farm. Yeah, it's actually a very healthy farm, clean. I mean, the management did so well. Yeah, and the yield was also bumper. You can begin to see fruits here and there. If you look through the images, you see fruits there. So yeah, it's actually a good field, and it actually did well. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Doc,
Wow.
this
Wow.
is something else. Tell me something. I think I missed that. Did you say you manufacture the drones yourself and your team?
Did
Yes,
did you
yes.
assemble
We
it?
built that. Yeah, we assembled. Yeah, so we built it.
Oh,
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is beautiful. We have our avid farmer who's a new farmer here, Mr. Kani Mabasa. She's saying what size and what type. I guess then we'll need to understand the size of land that she's talking about. She says, wow, I'm a new farmer and I'm blown away by this initiatives. You know what, we need
Amazing.
this type of resources. And tell me how much, if you can estimate in terms of rands, if you can, or dollars, or yes, dollars, how much would a drone cost one if one was interested in purchasing one?
Okay. In purchasing one, it's just like phone. We have different kinds of phone with different capability, with different sophistication. And if I would put in dollar, depending on the kind of drone you're talking about, there's actually a first drone which is very big, 25-liter capacity, and there's also another drone on the tomato field that is actually another drone entirely that cannot be compared. Although they are drones, just like you have vehicles, you have lorries, you have SUVs, they are all road vehicles, right? So, but they have different functions and they have their cost also is different. So it actually ranges depending on the type of drones you want to buy. So basically, you can actually get off the shelf drones in dollars about say $300 or $400 off the shelf drones that you can actually use on the farm and collect some data. You know, and there are also enterprise drones that are high rate professional. So
Yeah.
it could span about $5,000, $10,000. So,
Okay.
but drones like the agricultural massive drones, they
Yeah.
they can also span
Yeah.
from about 5,000 upward
Or
to
more.
sometimes to 30,000.
Yeah. Okay, so there is a very interesting question here from Takane Mabaza who's saying, what size of a drone I need to purchase. And I want us to
Okay.
talk a little bit about that because, we see like when we go to weddings and all that, people have drones. But you mentioned that, you actually get trained. I know with drone technology, sometimes you need to have a license, like to become like a pilot, so it's not
Mm.
that people can just purchase a drone and suddenly start using it, but they have to go
Mm.
through certain steps. Is that what your academy is actually doing, to train people, or how does that work?
Yeah, you're perfectly right, doctor. So that is actually what we are doing at the academy. So we, beyond just introducing youth and professionals to drone technology, we are introducing this technology to them in such a way that it's illegal. They can be able to understand the legal implication of actually how to use this drone, the ethical implication or, or responsibility that comes with using this technology. So for you to actually use drone technology, and as also I'm aware in South Africa and also in Malawi and many other countries, you need to actually be qualified. That means for you to be qualified, you need to be trained. So while using drone technology, I do say that flying the drone is not difficult. As a 4 year old kid, male or female, can actually hold the console of the drone and fly it. Yeah, it's just yeah, they can actually do that. But the professionalism comes with you doing it according to legal or under the legal purview and also the professional ethics and much more how to actually turn because just flying it is just for flying sake, maybe like a toy, But on a professional level, how can you actually apply this machine, this equipment, this device to actually solve a problem? As a
Okay.
tool in your hand,
Yep.
to solve a problem.
Yeah.
So at my academy, Precious Academy, we're training people to get licensed. We're training people to acquire the knowledge, practical knowledge to actually apply this tech solution, to actually provide valuable solutions to solve farmers' problems here in Nigeria.
Okay. Wow, wow, wow. Yo. Ay. I think, it's very interesting, not only for young people, but also for us as adults, And I think when we get into the technology and IT and all that, we see we are reversing the roles, So in the former times, you'll think mentors will be an older person mentoring a young person. But with technologies, we see it, reversing, because we need to be mentored by young people. But anyway, we're gonna take another commercial break shortly. When we come back, we want to talk a little bit about Nigeria as a country. What some of the beautiful things that you have in Nigeria as a country. So we're gonna take a very short commercial break. When we come back, we wanna talk about Nigeria as a country, but also give us, information where people can actually find you. Let's go for a quick commercial break.
Are you ready for the ultimate dietary powerhouse? Look no further than Masana Dietitian's Nutro Boost. Our scientifically formulated low GI food is designed to give you the boost you need to fuel your body and reach your health goals. With Nutro Boost, you have the flexibility to enjoy it as a high fiber cereal or a satisfying shake. Simply mix it with water and indulge in the mouth-watering flavors that we have to offer. But that's not all. NutriBoost is packed with essential nutrients that are beneficial for your overall well-being. Enriched with 20 immune-boosting vitamins and minerals, it's a convenient and effective way to support your immune system. And here's the best part. NutriBoost is gluten-free, egg-free, and high in omega-3, making it suitable for those with dietary restrictions or allergies. Need an energy boost? NutriBoost has you covered. It's high in energy and protein, providing you with the fuel you need to power through your day. Whether it's a busy morning or an intense workout session, say goodbye to midday slumps and hello to sustained energy with NutriBoost. Try it today and experience the difference. For orders or to become a distributor, contact us on the following details.
Wow, welcome back. And the name of the show is The African Experience. You are with the pair with a story, myself, Aventina Mabunda, and Dr. NGWENYA. Well, we are talking to an interesting guest today who is talking about, food security solutions. And on this show, we are all passionate about food security and what we can each do from our corner to ensure that the world doesn't go hungry, starting with our very own, our Africa, beautiful Africa. Now, before we go to the country, there's a question here. They say, does Precision Academy provide virtual lessons, as it might be difficult for us to travel to Nigeria for the course?
Femi?
Hey, that's a question to me, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. We provide virtual training, experience, and we can actually facilitate your training virtually, and also guide you on please speak to locally that can help you with practical training, and also guide you on the regulation in South Africa. And also I need to also mention that South Africa is also one of the leading countries when it comes to the unmanned area vehicle technology. So we can actually provide you the training online as it comes, and also direct you to where you could actually get practical hands-on training or capacity building. And you do not necessarily need to come down to Nigeria. However, we are all here waiting for you to say, oh, if you like to come, we'll be happy to welcome you. I mean, yeah, to the Green White Green Nation. Yeah, so you're welcome.
Oh, wow. Oh, great stuff. Thank you. Thank you. See, a lot of people are quite fascinated about that. It is beautiful work. You know what? We might have it here locally, but it takes shows like this for us to actually know that we do have such things in our country. So sometimes we don't even know that it's, you know what, at our doorstep. But anyway, coming to the fun things now. Let's talk about your country. You see, when you say Nigeria and you are in South Africa, hey, you'll get a lot of interesting things. Now, I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. Tell us, what is it about Nigeria that makes people either love it or hate it? Tell us about that.
I come again with get that well.
So my question to you is Nigeria, right? When you say, like for example, here in South Africa, if I can say something about Nigeria, it's either the person will be happy that I'm mentioning Nigeria, or they will be not happy when I mention Nigeria. So I want to hear from you. Tell us about Nigeria. What makes Nigeria special?
Nigeria special. And if I would talk from the bilateral perspective, because Nigeria is actually the most populous country in Africa. So 1 out of 5 of Africa is actually Nigeria. And yeah, of course, you might have heard a lot of things about Nigeria. So, but I think one of the reasons why Nigeria is special is because of our population and because of the spirit of Nigeria.
Yes.
There's actually a
Yes.
spirit. I mean, the Nigerian spirit. That
Yes.
makes the country special. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If I
And
would
I
answer in
think
short.
yes, and I think yeah, when we're preparing for the show, we're reading somewhere, and they were talking about Nigeria is actually called the heartbeat of Africa. So it's like there is a lot of things that are happening in Nigeria. But one thing that I picked at you have to confirm if that is true. They were saying there are maybe 521 languages that are actually spoken in Nigeria. Is that correct? So there are so many languages that are spoken in Nigeria.
Well, while I don't have the numbers myself, academic do a lot of surveys. I know Nigeria
Mm,
we have a lot of diversity when it comes to social I mean, culture, diversity. We have
mhm.
more than 250 ethnic groups in Nigeria. So if you
Wow,
say 500 and
wow,
something languages, I think it's logical to say, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
wow, wow. That's beautiful. But now we cannot not talk about jollof rice. We
Hey.
the story of jollof rice. We're profiling Ghana the other day, and I know there is always a battle around who prepares the best jollof rice
Hmm,
between the Ghanaians and the Nigerians.
hmm, hmm.
And yeah, so what is your take around the whole issue of jollof rice?
Well, you cannot actually expect less from a Nigerian like me. Nigerian jollof rice happen to be the best jollof rice in the world. We lead the league. Others can follow. It is allowed.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
when you taste Nigerian jollof rice, you would
yes.
sincerely yours, you would know the difference that this has
Wow.
the Nigerian spirit. How it's spicy it is, how
Yeah.
it stands out even on your tongue. Yeah,
That's
Okay.
interesting. That's interesting, Doc, because when you were in Ghana, they swear the Nigerians copied the recipe. But you know what? That's a discussion for another day. There's no way we can finish this conversation, Mr. Femi, without talking about Yoruba and Igbo. Tell us
Hmm.
about the language, tell us about the people, tell us about the cultures, because we hear everywhere. You watch any Nigerian movie or anything, there's always Yoruba and Igbo. Tell us about that.
Okay. We have kind of three major tribal groups in Nigeria, or tribe in Nigeria, the Yoruba, the Igbo, and Hausa. So, um, truly, you might get to actually know Yoruba and Igbo first from movies, because these are actually uh, the part of the country where the culture is is clear, and I don't want obvious. Yeah, I would use obvious. People speak the language. They are educated also. Especially the Yoruba tribe, to which I am from. I'm a Yoruba man. And we actually cherish education in the West. So Yoruba comes from the southwestern part of the country, and the Igbo are actually from the southeastern part of the country. So the Hausa are actually the up north. So yeah, I mean, just to answer your question, of course, you have Nollywood. We also have a lot of Hausa movies. You know, which we know, yeah. But in terms of mainstream media, I mean, these two tribes, in terms of Nollywood and media, are actually out there, and a lot of factors influencing that, which I mentioned. Education is very, very critical.
Yep.
Education, and yeah, the enterprising ability, the can-do spirit, and all that. Yeah, yeah, makes it
Wow.
possible.
Okay, so there is another question that I want to ask you. I understand that there is a place known as the twins capital of the world, where there is a high number of twins in the
Yeah,
world.
that's it.
It's found
That's
in
Igbora.
okay.
Mm, mm.
Can you say something about that?
Yeah, Igbora is actually a Yoruba land, a part of the Yoruba land. They are also the Yoruba culture, and yeah, it's actually amazing. It's actually a mystery, I would say, because that particular town, the actually town, has the highest number of twins, and
Okay.
it's easier for them. You can actually just, even without guessing, because you have data, you can just assume that, oh, as you're getting married to this particular tribe or so, or in this particular town, maybe one in your family, you will have a twin in
Okay.
that particular tribe. Yeah, so it's actually quite interesting. Yeah, it's actually quite interesting.
I should have known about this before I started, having children. Then I will go and have, twins.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
so now I know our time is actually running. Now let's talk about the tourism and all that. If there is somebody who's listening today and they want to visit Nigeria, what are some of the things that you might encourage them, to see? What can we expect?
Okay. In terms of tourism, I mean, generally speaking, the diversity, the culture, in spaces and all that, itself is actually something I feel that a foreigner who is actually, or tourist, will come into the country and be amazed about. You can actually move to Lagos, and just in about 2 hours, you are also feeling another culture, another temperature, vibes, environment, language. You can always find that. And but in terms of places to visit, the lot that I myself, I need to actually take. I have a lot I need to take. Places that are interesting: Ikogosi waterfall, where hot water and warm water spring meets.
Okay.
Natural. It's natural, where hot water, and yeah, that's in Ekiti State. You could also visit Calabar. Calabar is actually an interesting tourist center. I mean, it has a lot of tourists, and sometimes when you come, you can actually plan your visit to different festivals that we have across Nigeria, from your festival in Lagos
Yeah.
to Harugungun in the north. Fish fishery, where it's just at Yam Festival too in some part of the country. We have a lot of festivals, beautiful festivals. A festival in Calabar. I mean, across the country, that colorful. You would experience the food, you experience the dance, the culture, the rhythm, the sound, the music, and of course,
Yes.
I think we cannot talk about Nigeria without talking about our music. It is
The
global.
music. If I tell you
Yeah,
that I love you,
love you.
you know.
Why was
Oh,
it?
but
So
yeah,
that's
no,
it. We have a lot.
no, I know. One of my favorite artists from Nigeria, it was Fela Kuti.
Fela,
I
yeah, and
loved, I
Nikolapo.
loved, Fela Kuti's music. But even Davido now, and we love, the Nigerian Afrobeat, because it's a very beautiful, beautiful, beat. Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow. Thank you so, so much. So now we only have less than 5 minutes to go. Where can people find you? I know a lot of people might want, to get more information about your services, but just where can people find you, and maybe where can people also get hold of your book?
Awesome. So, if you are in South Africa, the good news is about Drum Professional 3, which happens to be a co-authored book. You can actually get that in South Africa,
Okay.
and with our editor, that's Liz Bloop. She's based in South Africa, and you can actually lay hold on our service. Visiting our website, www.iaprecision.com.
Okay.
So
Okay.
iaprecision.com, and you
Yeah.
can check us on various major social media. On Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. We are
Yes.
actually there. We have strong presence, and myself,
Okay.
the Flying Farmer, you can actually find
Yes.
me on Femi Adekoya is my name.
Okay.
You can actually find me on social media, on Facebook,
Yes.
LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. So you
Wow.
can search for the Flying Farmer, even on Google. I
Yes.
believe that some
Yeah.
information will be out for you to get. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, you can actually, I'm free. You can reach out to me, and
Yeah.
you can reach out on our website for our services for more information. So as for the book, reach out to me personally. Would be happy to direct you to
Yeah.
mutations that you can actually pick up a copy, or perhaps you can go on Amazon. Yeah,
Yeah.
Amazon. The book is on Kindle. You can
Okay.
get soft copy, or perhaps, yeah, and on
Okay.
Amazon, just type in the name Drone Professional 3, and you're good to go.
Okay. Good, Mandla. Over to you, my sister. Wow.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. I'm so inspired. Talk about African solutions for Africa by Africans themselves. I love this. You know what? Now I'm getting a bit hopeful towards our goal for, correcting food insecurity issues by 2030. These are the solutions that we want. And I'm so glad that we got to talk to you, Mr. Femi. This was very insightful, and keep up the good work. And hopefully one day we will see drones from AI precisions
Mm,
everywhere, and we'll be able to also send learners from South Africa to Nigeria to come and learn. It's always nice to go and learn what other countries are doing. But
yeah.
thank you so much. And before we close the show, we always say, give us your parting shot. What do you want anyone who's listening to you right now to know about you, to know about your country, maybe to know about your book, or the services that you do? What is your parting shot?
Okay. I would say that uh, I'll first say thank you for having me on the show. Thank you for having the Flying Farmer, and guys, I want you to know that technology is actually very critical in this 21st century, and it's actually important for us to actually pay attention to technology that is changing our world, revolutionizing um, how we do things, and so that we can stay relevant in the present and most importantly in the future. So and this is actually while I think the flying farmer is here today, and it's actually important that if you want to actually read no more, get a book, and that's the Drone Professional 3, co-authored by me and other professionals in the drone industry. You want to know more about drone technology, please reach out to me. Please, I would be actually happy to help you go on Amazon, and also if you need services from the academy you want to learn, oh, why not reach out to us at Precision Feed Academy, either to our website or directly on my social media. You would always get information from us. You always get information, and we are always eager to get you started in this latest technology and other affiliated technologies like artificial intelligence, data science, and a lot of them, GIS and remote sensing. Please reach out. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you, DJ Messi, for the technical support, and Pastor Strike and the team. Thank you so much, and God bless you. This is what we had the time for. And ladies and gentlemen, we see you again next week when we are bringing some more exciting stories around the African experience. Thank you so much to everybody. God bless you.
Yeah.
Glad. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Femi.
Thank you so much for having me,
Doctor. I think even the system loved your story so much, that it actually wants you to to talk more. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I can see we're still live, right? Yeah,
Yes,
I can see we're still live.
Much. Yes.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me. It's actually a great honor that I don't take for granted. Sharing my story as a young African, and like I mentioned on Facebook, that it's actually high time for us as Africans to share our stories.
Yes.
We must be bold and confident at it. It's our story, because you have a purpose to every step, and you understand. You're intentional, and you understand that. I mean, God is intentional about you too, So you have to be intentional about sharing the story. And thanks so much for giving me the opportunity and the platform. Yeah, this is good. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes, we will see you next week, on the African experience with me, Shami, and Mandla Mabunda.
Awesome.
Streaming 24/7.
24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana, oh Afrika nakupenda sana.